Hey guys, what's going on? It's Luke from Idiot Box, and I'm here with the first ever episode of Cosplay Closet. So let's get into it. Okay, and if you haven't guessed by the title of this video, the intro that's made for this video, or the clothes that are hanging up behind me, this episode's based on Dean Winchester from the Supernatural series, Supernatural. But I recently got into Supernatural maybe about a year or two ago. My main fandom was Doctor Who. Supernatural is slowly consuming my life because it's American based, so it's a lot easier to get stuff for Supernatural. And I just completely fell in love with the show. I love the aspect of it. But that's a whole nother video. We're here to talk about how to cosplay Dean Winchester, who's one of my favorite character on the show. And just in case if you guys don't know who Dean Winchester is and you're just watching this video to see what it's about, Dean Winchester is the oldest and one of the main protagonists of two brothers on the CW show called Supernatural. They are supernatural hunters. They hunt everything that goes bump in the night, basically. So monsters, ghosts, demons, anything like that. He hunts along with his dad, who trains them to become hunters because their mother is killed whenever Dean is 4 and Sammy is 6 months old. And he does hunt with his brother Sam, who Dean calls Sammy. Sam doesn't like that very much, but Dean calls him Sammy. And Dean is actually killed and resurrected by an angel named Castiel. Castiel is another one of my favorite characters because he's just straight to the point. He's really straightforward, but this episode's not about him. But he resurrects Dean at the beginning of season 4, and then he comes back and becomes an angel ally to the brothers, which is a really cool aspect to have because the way the show goes later on, you're going to need an angel ally. So, okay, let's jump into this. We're going to start with the bottom and work our way up. Dean wears brown logger boots. His boots are discontinued. They are extremely expensive to find. Your best bet would be to find a second best pair. Logger boots go about midway up your calf. These were found at Walmart for about 30 bucks. These are steel toe. These go about halfway up my calf. And they look okay for a cosplay. Nobody's really going to be staring at your boots unless they're very specific to that character. Which Dean's, you can wear brown boots and you're perfectly fine. I was at Walmart and I went to the clearance aisle and I stumbled across a pair of discount brown boots. These are shorter, but they look a lot better. They have a slight heel on them like Dean's does and everything like that. These are steel toe as well, made by the same company as the other ones. There's the brand. I found these on a discount rack for about $20. So 20 bucks and you got a decent pair of boots that you can also use for Dean, which is a very nice thing to have, especially whenever you live in Ohio like I do. Alright, and next thing up would be Dean's pants. Run-of-the-mill jeans. There's not much more I could say about Dean's costume. He does, now, one thing I can say, Dean does not wear like black jeans or anything like that, to my knowledge. He is a straight, all-American blue jean type of guy. Dark or light, it doesn't matter. I prefer the light jeans because I like to go with the darker variants. So the light jeans are just a little pop of lighter color, so you're not like super dark and washed out. And in order to hold up those pants, Dean does wear a belt. Now this is completely optional because if you're wearing a t-shirt, it's probably going to cover it anyways, but Dean does wear a belt. It's a black leather belt. Now his has a silver buckle, mine is gold. You could fix that with spray paint, foil tape, or you could just try and find one. I got mine at a thrift store for $1. So this would be a great way to go about it, and I needed a belt, so this kind of just doubles the purpose. So yeah, that's kind of nice to have. And now we're going to go to the undershirts. This is where things get a little bit more detailed, because depending on which variant you do, there are different color variants. My go-to one is the black t-shirt, because black t-shirt goes with any of Dean's shirts. You can get away with a black t-shirt for any variant. Now, me personally, I switch it up every so often. There is dark gray, there's light gray, and there's one specific type of shirt that Dean does wear. Very, very seldom, but it is there. He wears what's called a Henley. It's like a long sleeve t-shirt that has a button down collar, which is nice. So you can totally do that. But go-to for me is a plain black t-shirt. And behind me I have two of Dean's most commonly worn variants, the dark navy and the screen accurate Eddie Bauer green military shirt. When I say screen accurate is I got extremely lucky at a thrift store, and due to a video I found on YouTube from a supernatural collector, I found that that is Dean's screen accurate Eddie Bauer shirt, which blew my mind because I found it at a thrift store. So, but we move on to other overshirts. This is my favorite of Dean's overshirts. It's the maroon, well, red. I say maroon because it's a dark red. This is my go-to for conventions along with the black t-shirt. None of my shirts besides the Eddie Bauer one are screen accurate at all. All my shirts are pretty much are Wrangler except for the green one. Yeah, Wrangler, I got these, once again, I got these at Walmart. These were about $12 to $15, depends on which Walmart you go to. There are different variants that you can get these colors in. Now they do have a tan collar, but that doesn't really bug me. It may bug you. You could look around and maybe find something else, but for the price you really can't beat this. It's a really nice shirt. But like I said, the blue one is Wrangler as well. All these shirts I'm about to show you are Wrangler. Dean does wear a black shirt. Now this one I'm not completely sure on, but this could be screen accurate. I'm not sure yet, because there is a scene where Dean is doing karaoke, and if he turns to the side real quick, you can see that his black shirt does have a tan collar. So it's a very strong possibility this could be one of Dean's shirts. I don't know yet. He does wear a gray one. The exact same thing as the other ones, just gray. Now here's a lot of people's go-to for Dean, besides the green or the red. They go for the classic denim, which I like the denim personally, but I'm more of a fan of the red because the red and black contrast, which I like. But Dean's shirts are really easy to come by. He's one of the easiest characters to cosplay, for real. So there's that. So now we move on to the hair. There are two different styles for Dean's hair. There's the standard, like, just quiff, all you gotta do. Shorter hair, like this is maybe a little bit too long for Dean, but I could make it work for Dean. He has a slight quiff in the front. There's stuff that's just flat back, straight, like straight narrow, all except for the front's kind of quiffed up. He does have stubble. I have a little bit, like you can kind of see it on camera, but I have to shave for work, so I have to know in advance if I'm gonna dress as Dean. But Dean does have stubble. As Jensen Ackles put it in one of the behind the scenes videos, Dean thinks stubble's cool. He's too cool for a straight razor. So there's that. They make Jensen Ackles shave every day with an electric razor, just so he has stubble, but it's not clean shaven yet. And if you're going for season 10 spoiler, end of season 9, season 10 spoiler. Oh, spoiler in 3, 2, 1. At the end of season 9, Dean is killed by Metatron, who is an angel. He kills Dean, and Dean has the mark on his arm, and that is he gets brought back as a demon. So that's why this shirt The red shirt is known as the Dean Mon shirt because it's Demon Dean. He has the mark on his arm, but he also has longer hair because Demon Dean don't care. All you gotta do is take your hair and you're gonna wanna part it. You wanna get a little bit of a puff up in the front. Like that actually turned out pretty decent. That could work right there. You wanna get a side part going. He doesn't do the quiff, he just does a side part with longer hair because Demon Dean don't care. Which is a very nice change. It's super simple to do. You can wake up in the morning and just comb your hair over, you're good to go. So there's that. And while I'm already up close to the camera here, I'm gonna do a couple of my accessories that I have on hand. Throughout this entire review, I've been wearing 2 of Dean's accessories. Now, there's a theory going around that if you look real close on Mary Winchester's hand, this is his mom's wedding ring. Which I like that aspect because Dean would want to keep that, knowing Dean. He would want to keep it or get something made really similar to his mom's ring. So, about $7 on Amazon, it's done. This is my pride and joy right here. This is one of the most expensive things I've ever bought for this cosplay. Try and bring it closer so you guys can see it. This is my 3D printed screen accurate size Samulet. You can see kind of the rough texture on it when you get close to the camera, but it has the face, the horns, it's all the way around. It's not hollow, it's not flat, which is very nice. I put it on a leather cord just like Dean does, and it's very easy just to slip on and off. So this is something I recommend for every Dean Winchester cosplayer, no matter which season you're doing, if he didn't wear it or not, because this is a dead-on sign of who you're supposed to be. Hey guys, what's going on? It's Luke. The video you're watching was actually recorded yesterday for me. I don't know when it would be for you. I was going through the accessories and I didn't have one on hand. I couldn't find it yesterday, but I found it today while editing actually. So I figured it would be worth noting. Dean, on almost every variant that you wear as Dean wears a black sport wristwatch. As you can see, this thing is massive in comparison to some other watches. This will go on your left wrist, like so, and it's just, I mean, at a convention, it's really nice to have. You don't have to keep checking your phone for the time, but you have it right on your wrist. But this is a really good accessory to have for Dean because it's a well-known statement of his fashion. He always has some sort of like bracelet or something on, but 9 times out of 10 that you will see Dean wearing a wristwatch. So yeah, I thought I would throw that accessory in there real quick. I'm gonna go over to jackets now. I have 2 jackets up here. One that looks incredibly screen accurate and one that's not so much. This is a brown leather jacket that I got at a thrift store for about $7. It may look black on camera, but this is brown, I promise you. It is a dark chocolate brown, which you want for a Dean Winchester's jacket. His is actually a Wilson's leather jacket that has lapels, which if you can find with lapels, go for it. It's perfect. But me, I wasn't so lucky. I found this one, which is almost brand new, which doesn't help much for Dean because Dean's rough and tough, but this is a brown leather jacket that I have. I like to wear it out just as a nice leather jacket. So yeah, if you can get lucky, maybe you can find one of these, and I would highly recommend these jackets. These are really good jackets. Now this is my more screen accurate Dean Winchester jacket. This is a military jacket that I found at a thrift store. It has 4 pockets on the front, 2 on top, 2 on the bottom. It has a zipper and a snap button closure. It has a zipper across the neck where the hood lies. Dean did have this in the show on some jackets, but mostly they took and they put an extra piece of fabric to cover up the zipper, just to hide that. Which is a little known fact, but now it's not a little known fact, so I just told you. But you can take these off if you want to. I choose not to because I like the way they look. I believe they're called epitaphs or something like that. So yeah, but this is my go-to Dean Winchester jacket. I would highly recommend, if you can find a military jacket like this, grab it. I paid about $12 at a thrift store for this, and you're probably like, $12 at a thrift store? That is an amazing deal for any kind of military jacket like this, because these things run any upwards of $25 to $70 something on the internet. So if you could find one at a thrift store, I recommend that you grab it. Okay, and now that that's over, I'm gonna move on to the other accessories. I've already covered the ring, and I've also covered the amulet. Dean has a bunch of accessories that you could use. John Winchester's journal. This is a $7 journal that I bought off of eBay. I'm in the process of converting it. I have some of the buttons and everything in there. I'll do a full review on this thing later on, hopefully, or maybe a DIY of it. You never know. But John Winchester's journal is a good one to go to. The Demon Killing Colt. I found a template online. This is made out of foam core poster board. It's cheap, it's durable, and if it breaks, it only costs you like $2 to make. You can go online and just search Supernatural Colt template. You'll find this template. Now, this is a well-known knife in the Supernatural universe. This is Ruby's demon killing knife that now the Winchesters have, because Ruby's no longer part of the picture. It actually has all the engravings on it, the handle and everything. This is all made out of balsa wood. You can find this at any craft store or hobby store. It's really cheap and really easy to work with. You can cut it with an X-Acto knife and you can shape it any way you want. I found a picture and I drew out the template by hand, and I just went to town on it, and I engraved that with a pen, and I put foil tape over top of it to make it look like metal, and the engravings actually are sunk into the foil tape, so that looks really cool. This little antler cap that I made, that's hot glue. I put a big puddle and I just smeared it around and let it drip down the sides, and just painted it when I painted the handle. So yeah, that's a quick and easy tutorial. I might go more in depth with this one day, but that's a Ruby's knife. And if you're hunting ghosts, you're going to need some way of detecting them. So I took the liberty of making the Winchester's EMF detector with lights. Yeah, they're doubled up just to give it more of a glow, but they are red, like in the show. It's battery-powered Christmas lights I found at a Dollar Tree, with a metal antenna from a Dollar Tree. And all these wires that are on here, they're made of twine, just colored with marker. Screens hand-drawn, and this is all made out of balsa wood, like for the body and stuff. Quick and easy, but it is immediately effective. And I'll cover both of these at the same time. Dean has two go-to weapons: the double-barrel sawn-off shotgun and the Colt M9-111. You can find toys of these, $15. This was a full-size one. $15 on eBay. Cut the stock off, cut the barrels off, and I replaced the red cap because my convention that I go to says you have to have some sort of identification on it. So $15 and you got a decent sawn-off shotgun. Works perfectly fine for Dean. Now this one's $20 on Amazon. It's not painted like this when you get it. It will be bright neon colors. It will require some TLC, but it's totally worth it. Check out Cosplay Chris on YouTube. He did a tutorial on how to paint these. I'll give you a little tutorial real quick on how I did mine. Same thing as Cosplay Chris. I took the gun, I took the handles off, spray painted those. I painted everything with a black primer. Black is great for metallic colors to show up better, like silver or gold, because it's a nice base color. So get black primer to cover up all those neon colors. And then I use Rust-Oleum silver, mirror finish silver if possible, and you spray it silver. And then the grips are like an ivory off-white color. I made mine white and I just dirtied them up a little bit, because if you're holding it, who's going to notice that you don't, if your grips are not the right color? No one's really going to nitpick on you for that one. But a nice thing about this is the slide works and you can actually shoot darts and stuff out of it. But yeah, these are Dean's go-to weapons. And then you could also go the route of Castiel's Angel Blade. Does the same thing as Ruby's knife does in the show. It's a lot more bulky, but it does send a message. I will say that. So this is made out of balsa wood again. This is balsa wood, and this is plastic tube and cardboard, covered in foil tape. So there's that. In order for Sam and Dean to get around, they have to go into different locations like morgues and police departments and stuff like that. And they're gonna need to flash a little ID. This is one of my favorite things to take around with me because so many people love this. It's so iconic for the Winchesters now. I put Special Agent John Bonham and my cousin who cosplays Sam with me, his says Robert Plant. So those are my two favorite names, so I put those on there. These templates are off the RPF on the internet along with this one. You can go and print these out, easy said and done. And this is a 99-cent pocket notebook from Walmart that was already black. I took the pages out and I just pasted everything in there with Mod Podge. And the badge right here, piece of balsa wood painted gold, and the engravings are actually in the badge with a little black relief with a Sharpie. So they show up a little bit better. But yeah, it doesn't look that bad. I'm pretty proud of this, but this would be a really cool thing to have if you're going as Dean. Or Sam for that matter. Or Cass. So. Okay, Sam and Dean, they're going across country in the first couple seasons. Well, first major part of the series actually. Well, they still use this. This is a green military duffel bag. This is actually screen accurate to the show. It's a Canadian military kit supply bag. It has a zipper closure and then it has a button closure. I don't have mine buttoned right now, but there you can see the buttons. This actually holds every bit of Dean cosplay stuff that I have, that I take to every convention. So the shotgun, the Colt, the pistol. They can hold the first blade, the jacket, and you can also hold your Comic-Con goodies that you get in this bag, so you don't have to carry around another bag, and it actually goes with your costume. All you gotta do is lug it around on your shoulder like this, and bam, you're good to go. It's a nice bag to have. I managed to find mine really decently cheap just by searching the name of the bag, and one popped up on eBay one day, and I scored it last second on an eBay auction. And I stated earlier in the review that I love my blue jacket, but there's also one other thing that I stated that I love. My go-to shirt for Dean is the red overshirt. And mainly because black and red go really well together, they look really cool together, and I like the way that looks. But I have one accessory here that goes with it. And this is, I've already told the spoiler before, but Dean gets killed, becomes a demon, and he does have a weapon of choice. The first blade. This is completely handmade by me. This is oven baked clay with a wood core. Like, this is actual, there's an actual wood core in here. Oven baked clay sculpted around it, and then I baked this in my oven for about 30-40 minutes just to make sure it was rock hard so it wouldn't break. This is extremely sturdy. I used a 1-pound block of clay for this. I promise you guys, this will be a tutorial on a Do DIY episode at some point, because a lot of people have asked me how I've made this. They want to make one of their own, so I will go more in depth, but you can see I have like all the little cracks and everything sculpted in there. The vinyl, I use vinyl instead of leather because it's cheaper, but the paint job is weathered. Once again, I learned from Cosplay Chris, but if you're going as Dean Winchester, this is a dead giveaway of who you are, this little thing right here. So if you have a chance to buy one, make one, do something, you're going as Dean, people are going to know who you are. Alright, and that's it for this episode, so yeah. I hope you enjoyed it, and as he was saying before, this has been How to Cosplay Me, Dean Winchester. If you like this video, you could like, comment, share, or subscribe. I don't care what you do. But as he was saying, here's to being stupid.